So, how are you feeling?
What?
How are you feeling?
Crummy?
Why?
Cause I am. What's the date?
What's that?
What's today's date?
29th.
Of December.
Yeah.
And I've been sick since June 24th.
Right.
How many months is that?
Just about 6 months.
Mm-hmm.
A little more than.
Mm-hmm. So I've been sick for a long time.
Chemo done?
Yeah. I had chemo 2.5 weeks ago, my last one.
And
I got diagnosed in June 24th. A month later in July I had surgery. Exactly a month after surgery I started chemo in August. I had chemo from August to December
11th?
I was going to say 13th.
13th, yeah. What was the worst part so far?
Chemo.
Yeah.
Surgery was fine. Chemo was horrible. The first 3 chemos were okay. I just had the normal side effects that one gets. Loss of hair, nauseousness, being sick day in, day out. And then the last 3 chemos I had trouble with my blood counts. I had to have a transfusion, had to have shots of Procrit, shots of Neupogen. Couldn't get my blood counts to come up into the normal range without help. And I was pretty sick.
So how come after chemo was done, it wasn't just, oh great, now everything's fine?
Because I'm still experiencing the chemo effects for another week. Because in another week I'd normally go back for my next round. So I still have all the side effects. And my hair hasn't started growing yet. I've been bald since August.
That's right, we shaved your hair, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. It fell out at day 18.
Mm-hmm.
And then today's Sunday. Tuesday we go to the radiation oncologist to start the prep work for that, and then I'll start radiation sometime next week, the second week in January.
Mm-hmm.
And that's for 7 weeks.
Has there been anything good about this?
Not really. Like what?
Yeah.
My friends have been very helpful and supportive, and that's been nice, although I would not want to say that that's been a good thing, because I've had to depend on them and rely on them for stuff that, they've had to go out of their way to provide. And
some people sort of step forward, right?
Some people stepped forward and some people stepped away.
Yeah. Was that a lot of folks?
No. No, most people stepped forward and really went out of their way to help me and do things, and were really great for the kids. And the parents of the kids' friends were also very helpful in terms of helping me with the kids and getting them places and taking them to their activities and sports events and all that, the soccer clinic and all that stuff.
How the kids handled it?
Up and down. They've been generally pretty quiet about the whole thing, but they've had their moments of anxiety. Kelsey sleeps with us most of the time. They've manifested their anxiety in different ways. I mean, Bridget's been more clingy. Kelsey's been not clingy, but then needy in less overt ways, and has needed a lot of attention around other things. I think it's been hard for them. It's been really hard for them.
Now, you haven't worked through any of this, right?
No, my last day of work was June 14th, and then I got diagnosed, and then I was sick, and I haven't gone back to work since.
Quite a summer.
Endless summer that just never ended. So I've been through summer, fall, and winter now. I won't finish treatment until spring.
What are you thinking about the future right now?
I'm not. I'm only thinking about the immediate future. I can only think about the next month at a time. I'm physically too weak to go back to work, mentally not up to it, and I can't really picture what it will be like when I finally finish treatment and how long it will take to recover from that and how I'm going to feel about going back to work. So I can only think, like, in the short term.
Work? You want to go back to work?
Well, I miss the people at work, but I don't miss the stress at work. And right now, my mindset is that it would be hard to be at work and concentrate at a level that I need to be effective, because my concentration isn't what it was. And I can't concentrate like I could before.
Has that bothered you?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's very different, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have memory problems, concentration problems, word finding problems that I didn't have before.
You've lost how much weight?
Well, I lost 24 because I had a viral infection before Christmas, and I lost 4 pounds in a week, but I've started to put that weight back on, so I'd say 22 at this point.
All over, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's your best hope at this point?
That I finish treatment and I don't ever have to do this again. My best hope would be that I don't have a recurrence, or that it doesn't metastasize, which is a real concern.
Because that's happened with Mary Lou, right?
Yeah, and also because it was in my lymph nodes, it had spread, so I have a lot of concerns about it metastasizing to other parts of my body or recurring.
What was the worst moment?
Wow, I don't know, there's been so many.
I'll tell you what I think it is.
The needle biopsy, I think.
Really? I thought when you heard from Mary Lou that it had gotten everywhere.
Yeah, but I think for me personally was the spinning out of control when I was told that I had cancer. That was, like the worst moment, when you find out and you don't know what's going to happen, and you don't know anything about the treatment or what's going to follow, so that's not what you're thinking about. You're thinking about, am I going to see my kids graduate from high school or go to college or have babies and get married? I mean, that's the worst part, is the immediate not knowing. It's kind of like free falling. So I think that was really awful. There were times during chemo where I was physically so sick that, those were bad times, but you knew that you'd get better, so I can't say they were the worst times, but, I was pretty sick. Like right before I had my transfusion, I was really weak, was having trouble breathing and walking, but those seemed transient, not permanent. And I think, finding out about my sister's been devastating for my family and for me personally, because it's been discouraging for me. That she's been through 2 rounds of the same treatment that I have been on right now, and it didn't work. And I'm still in that question mark phase of, is this treatment working? I don't know if it's working.
When do you find that out?
Time. I won't know until time has passed, and I've had, a period of good health. With my sister, she only had a year each time before the cancer returned. So I won't know for a long time.